welcome to the bankers in this early morning session. And today I am going to discuss a very important topic, that is how to start your preparation for accounting and finance for the bankers paper of your JIB examination, which is paper 2 of the JIB. So this session is especially for the bankers who missed the examination by only few marks, okay, and to those bankers who are just going to start a preparation for the JIB examination, okay. So if you are just new on the officers at the 24/7, so hit the subscribe button so you can be notified for each kind of the sessions that is actually scheduled here, and download the 24/7 application so that you can get everything at a one place, okay. So today's topic is like how to start your preparation for accounting and finance of bankers, and this is a very special subject because in this subject you actually just going to get the questions of the numerical as well as a concept related questions as well as a case study type of the questions, that all kind of the questions you actually get in this kind of the paper, okay. So for that preparation also should be very special because this subject is also very special, right? So we are going to understand, like we are starting with the very first thing, that to those bankers who miss the examination by only few marks, when I talk about that, restarting is always hard, like restart anything, that is always hard, because if you just miss your examination, that means in the next time you also just have to give this examination again, okay. So there may be two kind of the things, if I'm just talking about that, you have to first figure out that where you actually lagged out. It may be like you having not the sufficient time for your revision, and the second thing, that you have not practiced any mock test before appearing for the examination, okay. It always enhanced your preparation level. When I talk about the mock test, is the mock test is very essential for preparing for appearing the examination of the JIB. So I will say that yes, because mock test is always enhance your preparation, okay. So it may be work for you, right? So this is very essential, mock test, and revision is always important. I'm just saying here that because if any banker is going to appear for the examination, that is certain that that he read everything, okay. When we talk about that, you read everything and you having not the sufficient time for the revision, that means it may be like very hard for getting the marks there, okay. Just recalling everything in the examination, that is really difficult for you, okay. So like if you miss the examination by only few marks, so the very first thing that you have to figure out where you actually lacked, right? Second thing, now when I talk about that how to start your preparation, the very first thing that you have to understand, you have to analyze the trending questions, okay. If I talk about that, like if I just talk about the some questions of the recent paper of the JIB of the accounting and finance paper. So if I ask you that the questions from the accounting concepts was there, so you will say yes, accounting questions on the based on the accounting concepts, like in the 3 to 4 questions there were, okay, from the accounting concepts, okay. If I ask you from the banking reconciliation statement, you will say yes, there is a numerical, right? So third thing, that if I ask you that questions from the depreciation, you will say yes. If I talk about you questions of the YTM, you will say yes. If I talk about the questions from the your balance sheet equation, you will say yes, the question were from the balance sheet equation also. If I ask you that questions from the trial balance, its rectification, the classification of errors, you will say yes, okay. And if I just talk about that, you have to realize the trending questions, like you can understand in this kind of the examination, like in the recent examination of the JIB, you also find the questions in the form of the match of the following, right? So you also have to analyze the trending questions. If I talk about the trial balance chapter, like the classification of the errors, based on the classifications of the error, the questions is actually in the format of the match of the following, okay. So if I just talk about, if you analyzing the trending questions, if you analyzing the trending topics of the examination, then preparation will be always very fruitful for you in the examination, Okay, so the very first thing that you always have to analyze the trending questions, right? Second, if I talk about, like, you have to analyze the syllabus. When I talk about the syllabus, just a minute. Okay, so when I talk about the syllabus, you have to understand the very first thing that you have to understand, like, which module, like what is the theme of every module. Like, suppose it I'm talking about in the accounting subjects, there are four modules, like module A, B, C, D. Okay, so you have to first understand what is the theme of every module, because if you reading the very first time this accounting paper, and if you just previously read this accounting paper, still if you are understanding again the every chapter, so you have to first analyze that what is the theme of every module. Okay, if I talk about the module A, the theme of the module A, like, you just have to do some calculations there. Okay, it is all about some mathematics part, right? So it is all about the mathematics part of your accounting. That means you have to do some calculations there. Okay, so this is the theme of your module A. If I talk about from the module B, so in the module B, you can understand it actually creates the foundation, it actually creates the basics of your accounting, like how to record the transactions. Okay, that you are just going to understand in this module B. Like, the more questions actually frame from this module B, that is debit and credit. If I just talk about, like, in this module B, that actually creates the foundation of your accounting subject. Okay, so module B is all about the basics of the accounting. Module C is all about, like, why we are just doing the accounting for the preparation of the profit and loss account and the preparation of the balance sheet. That means we can also say preparation of the final account. Okay, so, like, you can understand, if I just talk about module D, is all about the theoretical, like whatever you do in your day-to-day banking, that is all about you have to read under the module D. Okay, so what I'm just going to say here, like, suppose that you are going to read the module A. Okay, so if I'm just talking about the module A is all about the calculation, and you can understand also one thing here, that in this examination you actually got the questions of the, like, from the module A, that is in the range of the 25 to 30 marks. Okay, so you can understand what is the weightage of the module A, B, C in the examination. Like, if I just talk about, if you good with your calculation, so you can easily get, like, the marks in the examination, like 20 to 25 easily. Like, most of the questions is actually for, like, if I just talk about the formula based. Okay, most of the questions, like, in the formula based, you just got in this examination, like from the rule of 72, like calculation of the YTM, future and future value of the annuity due. Okay, so these kind of the questions you directly actually given in the examination. So, like, module A is all about the calculation. So if you understand the theme, like what is the theme of the module A, so it will be easy to understand, like, every chapters that you are reading in the module A. Okay, so the another thing that you have to analyze the syllabus. So the very first thing that comes, that is module, after that the chapter, and after that the topic. And you have to be also understand here that JIB is the examination where you actually get questions from each topic of the each chapters. Okay, that means if I'm talking about, there is a some chapter. Okay, there is any chapter that you are reading in the module A, so that means this is certain that you will get the questions from there. Okay, so that means you have to analyze the syllabus very precisely when you are just going to understand, when you are just going to preparation for this JIB examination. Okay, so first thing that I discussed, that is you have to analyze the trending questions. Second thing, you have to analyze the syllabus. Okay, now the third thing, that the very important, that is what is the role of the batches on the Adda 24/7. Okay, that you also have to understand. Look, when I talk about, that is this is not any kind of the thing that I'm just promoting here. Okay, I'm just talking about the very important, very essential things to you. Okay, that you can also do by your self preparation, or you can also do with us. Okay, so if I just talk about what is the role of the batches on the Adda 24/7, so you can also understand here that you actually get the perfect classroom there. Okay, so if I talk about that, you actually get the perfect classroom. That means you having the you having the definite time period. Suppose that I am just taking the accounting classes from 9 to 10 p.m. Okay, that means you are going to understand between 9 to 10 p.m. something related to your chapter, your subject of accounting subject. Okay, so that means if I just talk about the classroom, that means you are going to get the perfect classroom there. Second thing, that when we talk about that, we are just experienced faculty, so we know that what we have to teach you, and in what manner we have to start with, in what manner we have to end it with that. Okay, so that we are just going to here to teach you for everything here. Okay, so that means this is also very important if you are just planning for your preparation for this JAIIB examination in the November session. Okay, so what is the role of the batches, so you can understand you are getting the perfect classroom there. And with the with the batches, you actually getting the command over the concept clearance. Okay, if I just talk about that, the very important thing, if I talk about the analyzing the trending questions, so you first thing you also analyze that the most of the question, those bankers who miss the examination, the most of the question based on the concept regarding. Okay, like most of the questions, because if you good with your concept, because concept stays there, but the question changes. Okay, that means if you good with your concepts for every chapter, that means you can easily do the questions in the examination, right? So this is a very important role of the batches on the Adda 24/7 also. Another thing, that if I just talk about, you should have a perfect reference material. Okay, like if you just ask me that what book you should prefer, so I will just suggest you that you have to prefer the Macmillan book. Okay, so because that is a very important, like you should also have a reference book when you are just going to prepare for any kind of the examination, because with the reference material you actually able to understand there what chapters you have to read, what things you have to cover, that all things that actually you can do with the help of the reference material. Okay, and you can also get the e-books and the books on the Adda 24/7 store also. So that things you have to understand. So how to start preparation for the accounting subject? If I just talk about that, analyzing the trending questions, what you have to simply do, when we talk about in the previous sessions of mine, like before 4 to 5 days, you will get the video like where I actually discuss that what kind of the questions actually ask in the examination. So what you have to do, you actually have to prepare your data, like you have to write down like what kind of the questions that usually ask. Okay, because history always repeated, right? So history always repeat, that means you can understand. If I just talk about the particular chapter, that is accounting concepts, so that means you will definitely get the questions from this. Okay, so if you understanding this accounting concept, you have to mark on that, right? So this is the way you have to make the short notes, you have to make the notes what kind of the question that actually ask in this session. Okay, so this is also very important. So analyzing the trending questions, that is important. Analyzing the syllabus, that is important. You have to understand that what is the theme of every module, that is also very essential to understand. Okay, and role of the batches, that I actually explained here. If I talk about the accounting subject, and I'm just teaching you like day by day, every day I'm just teaching you like particular topic. Okay, suppose that I'm just teaching you debit and credit, and based on that, because if I also having the data related to the questions that actually ask, so based on that I also practice some numericals there, right? So that actually helpful for your preparation, and this is very essential thing. Okay, so like you have to prepare like this, like you should have a revision time in the last day of the preparation, and you should also practice the mock test. Okay, these both things are very important for your preparation. Now you can also just enroll for any batches that is available in the Adda 24/7 store for the JB CIB section. You are getting the flat 80% off with the code of the Y422. Just remember the code that is Y422. With this code you are going to get the big discount over that. Okay, how you can enroll for that, this is I just telling you, just a minute. So what you have to do, you have to simply visit the adda247.com, where you have to go, like find your exam section, and in the find your exam section you have to write the JIB. Okay, when you write the JIB, you will get the two things, that is JIB CIB Mahapack, or sorry, three things, that is JIB CIB Mahapack, JIB November December bilingual batches, and JIB November December English medium section. Okay, so if I just talk about what we understand by the JIB CIB Mahapack, so you can just see here that in the JB Sabi Mahapack, the validity of this, that is a 12 months validity, and you are going to get like what the things that under the JB Sabi Mahapack, just understand this, do not look for the price here. Okay, that is going to reduce. So all live classes, all mock test series, all video solutions, all revision batches, all recorded video of the live classes, ebooks, numerical batches, case study batches, topic wise question ebook. Okay, that all thing you are going to get. In the very simple term, if I say that whatever the courses that is going to appear in the Adda 24/7 store in the JIB CIB section, that all you are going to get under this JIB CIB ka Mahapack. Okay, and if I talk about that how to enroll for that, like and the one more important thing, that you are going to get the lectures or in the bilingual as well as in the English medium, all in the both of the languages. Okay, that means all whatever the batches that is going to be appear in this under 24/7 store of the JBCIB like courses, you will get everything. Okay, what you have to do, you have to simply apply the code, that is Y422, and with this code you are going to get the big discount over that. And you can just see here that flat 80% off that is running. That means you are going to get this course in the very nominal price. Okay, that you can see here. Okay, the same thing that is apply for the JIB ka Mahapack, where you are going to get every courses that is related for the JIB courses. Okay, and same for the CIB section. Okay, now when I talk about some batches that is actually starting. Okay, like for the November December, if I talk about for the English medium section, so these all are the batches that is actually lined up, and you can enroll for any kind of the batches that you just want to. Okay, and there are some test series also, that and thus there are some ebooks also. For that you can just enroll for your, and you can start your preparation very hard. Okay, so this is something very important, that how you should start your preparation, because starting is always hard. Okay, starting is always hard. So you can either start with us or you can start by yourself, that actually depends on you, right? So thank you everyone for watching me here. Like this video if you're liking our effort, liking our content, and share this video to your friends, to your colleagues, so that maximum number of our bankers can join with us in these kind of the sessions. Okay, so thank you everyone.